Okay, round 3. Third time's a charm, right? So yeah, power moves. You can have solo power moves. You can also have cooperative power moves. Blue Bomber is a cooperative power move between Sonic and Tails that does a decent amount of damage and then potentially puts weakness status on an enemy. And weakness status causes them to do less damage. So it's like win-win-win. So yeah, doing that puzzle first gives you enough experience to get Blue Bomber, where if you just go straight in and fight the SWAT bots, all you have is Fastball, which doesn't do quite enough damage. Yeah, I didn't even make that connection until just now. Oh, Sonic. Okay, you rarely get a bad fight here. What I consider a bad fight is when that Armadillo gets 2 attacks in. I just got low damage rolls. I mean, well, they did make Mega Man 11. And by all accounts, actually a pretty good game. And I was like randomly browsing Steam the other day, and like a Mega Man 0 and ZX collection popped up. That's supposedly coming out in January. So Mega Man's getting some love. It'd be cool if they made like another Mega Man X game or something like that, though. I feel like they might, since Mega Man 11 was so successful. And yeah, I don't think Capcom is Blue Bomber trademarked, so I'm fairly sure BioWare can't get sued for that. It's also in a game that basically no one cares about, so there's also that. Okay, 1-rounder, please. Sonic, hit him! Thank you. So you may have noticed something I didn't talk about. So each turn, your characters are allotted a certain amount of moves. If you attack or defend, though, it eats up all the rest of those slots. But if you use an item... Oh my god. If you use an item or a power move, then you can use each one of those slots. Kind of customize your strategy. I'll take this. Okay, so that was a good reset, I guess. 2 really good fights. The Marauder is pretty much the same every time, and all you have to do is worry about the boss fight. I used to not get these boxing gloves, but it does make the damage a little bit more consistent. So I take the 10 seconds or whatever just to run over and grab them. Alright, Amy's in good health. Sonic's in good health. Sonic's pretty much always in good health. He starts off with quite a bit, and for whatever reason, he just doesn't get attacked by the wasp as much. They're attracted to Amy for whatever reason. And she just says, okay, didn't get ambushed, so saving time here. That's why you want to have Amy a bit more health. Oh, God. Okay. So, this is actually going to take a long time now, unfortunately, because I dropped that input. And Marauders, you may have noticed, have the ability to leech. So every time they hit you, they get a certain percentage of health back. I think it's about 50% or so. Okay, so he should be dead. You know, he's either gonna die this round or next round. Just annoying that he gets those attacks in there. The only saving grace is that Sonic is, or can be, faster than him. I think in that situation, he pretty much attacks first, no matter what. Still a little bit ahead here, though. So if this boss fight goes well, we're not going to lose too much time. I feel like I almost never get a green Chapter 1 anymore. And the decisive factor here. I think that tutorial is actually telling you about enemy weaknesses. Right, fastball, attack, attack, and Pile Candy. We got 3 of them this time. A good whiff. Good. Let's see if we take out this drone. Oh. Whiff, swing and a miss. Swing and a miss, swing and a miss. Alright, no big deal. Just fastball this guy. Attack, attack, and defend. So the reason I have Tails defend here is because he doesn't do very much damage. He's a support character. And his attack animation is fairly slow, so you save some frames just by making him... Wow. I'm gonna lose a bunch of time. If not the run here. Okay, there we go. Let's say this guy's defending. So, something else about this game. Enemies don't have any sort of defend animation, and you won't know they're defending until you attack them and they do less, or you do less damage to them. Just like that, I was doing like one damage to that guy. Pretty pathetic. Jeez, why is this thing spamming so much? I think I have this timer set to be a little bit shorter for whatever reason. I'm gonna turn that off for now so I can stop doing that. It's supposed to post like once every hour. I'll roll with this. It's fine. Okay, so where was I? Chapter 2. Now we're actually gonna go out and look for Knuckles. And I'm gonna start by solving this puzzle. So, puzzles in this game, some of them are fairly difficult to figure out, but most are not. And you get maybe 1 per chapter. I think this chapter actually has 2. So you just stand on those switches. This is pretty much like an introductory here. You get Rouge to run all the way around here. And then Sonic is gonna end it. Running up this ramp. Pressing that button, it's gonna grab that pipe there. And we just need someone over there to hook it up. So Rouge, hook that up. Then we're gonna swing it and actually roll across these rooftops. So there we go. Now you get enough experience for Sonic to level up. Take that blue bomber. And continue on. So these things are called speed zones. If you notice, I guess this is really the first instance of it. Each character has a field ability. So some characters can fly, some characters can go through those. Called speed zones. Only hedgehogs can roll through those. And then Amy and Knuckles have Pound, which clear out obstacles. I think Amy is the only one that gets Pound 3. And these guys are running for me, so I need to slow it down. If enemies run from you, they are removed from the map. Just like that. If you run into an enemy, however, and you run away from them, then they flash for a little bit. I think maybe after like 15-20 seconds, they're solid. It's always scary. Yeah, and then they can start chasing you again. Anywho, when enemies are at certain points, you can just dodge them, kind of like that. And that's one of the major time losses and gains in this speed run, is how well you can dodge enemies. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the actual plan. You need Blow Kiss to actually send Sonic into what's called Empowered. And right now it's going to give him Empowered 1, so he's going to deal a little bit more damage after this power move goes through. And since Amy is always slower than the other two hedgehogs, Shadow and Sonic, they need to use an item before they attack. That way they actually get the damage bonus. And both these guys attacked, so they shouldn't be defending. So we're just going to knock them out one, and then go right back into it. Boom. Just like that. So I've just got to execute that, what, 3 more times? We've got 4 bases we got to go to, including this one. And yeah, so narratively, the Marauders are using Eggman's old bases. Again, Eggman is assumed to be dead right now. So we're trying to locate kind of their main base of operations right now. So we're going around to these old Eggman bases. And yeah, he's still got some old tech in there. Those SWAT bots we got to contend with. We get those, and then we're going to find out where their main base is. First, I'm going to run over here and get this Chow egg. Grab that. I'm actually going to do a check on those Chows here pretty soon. This guy didn't dodge last time. Got him this time, though. He's pretty easy to dodge on the way in. You have to hold up left on the touchscreen on the way out, so you can start moving immediately. Otherwise, he's going to be right on top of you. And again, just defending to save some frames. We don't need them to attack. They don't make much of a difference anyway. And I think this guy on the left might be defending. So it's going to mess with the flow of this battle a little bit. Though he didn't do anything, so he's probably going to take reduced damage. Yep, there we go. Oops, so I think we're going to whiff here. Maybe. No. Okay, this actually kind of works out. That's not too bad. should have been fine either way, actually. But if I would have knocked that one SWAT bot out, then he would have used self-repair, got back up with, I think, with 25 HP? But anywho, go out of here, hold up left. Start moving immediately and get away from that guy. And here's the HQ abuse. So you only have 4 characters at this point. So going into a HQ, you just get healed up and then you walk right back out the door and you don't have to go to the party selection screen. Now that I've cleared out those bases, I'm gonna go clear out these 2 in Green Hill Zone. Dodge that guy. I actually changed to Rouge here. It's good. Rouge has the same overworld running speed as Sonic. Dang, they got me. And it's an ambush. These guys are harder to dodge on the way in, and it looks like I won't have to dodge them on the way out. So the time loss should even out here. Given that I do get away from the drones outside the next base. So these guys are pretty easy to dodge on the way in. And again, I need to hold up left in a very specific spot on the touchscreen to get away from these guys on the way out. They start out almost right in front of you. So again, run program, and if they don't defend, then we're good. So that guy's attacking. I think Amy might be a little bit faster than this guy now. Yeah, there we go. I thought he was defending for a second. Alright. So just execute Blue Bomber, and we're out of here. And 1, and 2. So, again, just keep pumping EB speed. I'm not going to get that prize box. Pull up left here. Got away from him. Don't have to dodge these guys. And get away from this encounter here. Go up and go into the second puzzle. Actually, this chapter has 3 puzzles. And this one's fairly easy. So we just have these 4 planks. So you need 2 characters to step on these 2 buttons. And all you really need is a flying character. So you can pick either Rouge or Sonic. And it drops that plank, and then whoever can just run across and grab this one. And then immediately hold down on the touchscreen because there's some wasp that comes screaming out of the top of the screen. While they're buzzing around, I go over here and I grab this chow egg. Lose a little bit of time from the tutorial because I didn't do a chow check yet. Go away, wasp. Oh. So this is a fairly bad chapter 2 as far as encounters go. What's kind of annoying about the encounters is that when you get far enough away from the enemies, they will despawn. So the game will save a little bit of memory. Unfortunately, they respawn in the exact same spot they despawned in. So you kind of have to like move up towards them so they can continue along their path and give you enough space to where you can avoid them. Okay, Cream is the first optional party member. And you gotta take a quest to actually get her. She is very, very useful. But if we can make water chalice consistent, not as useful as that. Okay, this is the 4th one, and pretty much well, the end of this part of the chapter. Now let's do a chow check now. We got 3. That one is fine. Put that one on Sonic, and I actually need to go into this menu again. So, one thing I always forget is to give a pile of candy to Tails, because he ends up with not too much PP. So you can start this fight and not have Blue Bomber. Alright, power it up. These guys, super slow attack animations out of the way. So now we know they're not defending. So we can just get in here. So this should be fight over here. Alright, now I'm gonna go finish out the chapter. We have all 4 communicators. So it's sending a signal to Mystic Ridge Zone. Mystic Ridge Zone? That's 2 completely separate things. Mystic Ruins is where we're headed. Right after this. And this is pretty much a mandatory encounter. So, if I'm not mistaken, even the Taz hits this encounter. Because of where that drone spawns on the map. It's like directly in front of that door. Oh no! I ran into the armadillo. It's embarrassing. Yeah, so I'm probably gonna be maybe a minute and a half behind. If not 2 minutes. It's just because this didn't go so well. But anywho. So just run down the central city. Gotta take this road right here. So you talk to this gun soldier here, and he says there's too many guards along the road. So you can get to Mystic Ruins normally. So what do? We go back to Tails' workshop and brainstorm. How are we gonna get down there? And then Tails has a bright idea. It's just, well, we're gonna fly. So it spawns a tornado onto the map. So you can just kind of shortcut around zones now. Going down to Mystic Ruins. And then we're gonna get the pinch hitter of the run. And here he comes. He also has a field ability that only he has if you don't take the other optional party member. That's invulnerability. So he can just walk right through all this toxic gas. And that's why we love Big. Also, we love him for Froggy Rain. Okay, and I need to change the Tails here. It's because whatever character you are when you go into the puzzle is the character you are when you come out of the puzzle, so we need to be Tails. And this one isn't super complicated. So you set Sonic here. Then we have a couple slow movers, so we move them relatively close. Fast mover goes all the way down to the bottom. Pops up this little item. And all Sonic has to do is take this and transfer it to the other side. But it has to pop up, right? So we just get Amy to change switches here. Then throw that one in. Big is going to take a walk up this direction. And then regroup on Big. That Froggy Rain level 2, that's going to be relevant very soon. This too. Then we're Tails. Switch to Sonic for more speed. Grab that and try to avoid the Marauders. So this is where they've taken Knuckles to. You know, and we come all this way, we look for Knuckles, and, you know, he just frees himself, because that's what he does. So he punches out these SWAT bots, and, yeah, he joins the party. Okay, Chapter 3. Chapter 3 has a bunch of parts. And I have some new splits in here. So we want to take Big, Knuckles, and not Amy. We want to take Tails here. And I've become a big proponent of taking Quake Slam. Or Quake Punch. So, these guys kind of suspect that Eggman is behind this now. So we're gonna find out what role he's playing in it. I think that's what's happening here. So we're gonna kind of go back through these old bases again. Need to take the third option here. Otherwise you end up fighting that guy. So you gotta get 6 of these Eggman devices. That's pretty much the bulk of this chapter. And then going in here and getting some rock salt. So we're gonna get pretty salty in this run. I like to buy 7. You only need 7, but then I buy an 8th in case anything goes wrong. So we already got 1. And this starts the quest for the second one here. This guy got a stapler stolen by some dude in Green Hill Zone. So we're gonna give him a stern talking to and get that stapler back. Okay, and now I can go down the Mystic Ruins, and I'm gonna fly there. Reason being, if you go down towards the bottom of the map and try to run there normally, you get a cutscene where a shadow just kind of runs you over. I don't actually know which way is faster, to be honest. I just like to immediately run down and trigger that cutscene so I don't forget about it. And I'm gonna need to do a very specific dodge coming up. After we talk to Shadow. He's probably got, like, the best noise ever here. It's so bizarre. I don't know what that's supposed to be. But you gotta take option 1 and then option 2. Otherwise you end up fighting Shadow. And that's actually a fairly difficult fight at this point. So 2 devices. Going to get the third. And what I want to do is dodge this guy right here. So I gotta dodge him on the way in and on the way out. Oh, he caught me. Okay, so Big gets salty here, right off the bat, and then we're gonna do some blue bombers, 1 and a 2. We're gonna do Froggy Rain, and then Knuckles is gonna try to steal some turns, and also give some POW points back. These guys have self-repair as well. Oh good, we stole 2 turns here. So we're gonna see how much damage Frank got with Blue Bomber. Yeah, I needed to drop that last input. Otherwise, it would have killed him, and they would have just gotten back up with more health. Oh, goody. Okay, so just attack these guys over here, do another Froggy Rain. Just clean it up. So here's our third device. And also get some goodies here. And that Chow Egg. And Lucky Gloves, that's a thing that you want. Okay, now here's the harder dodge. And you want to dodge that guy, because you get trapped in that encounter. You can't run. And I started not saving there, just to save a little bit of time. So yeah, you either have to go back to the home screen because there's no soft reset in this game, or you'll have to fight the encounter out, which I don't know which one of those things takes longer. Probably fighting the encounter. In fighting that encounter, you also lose a lot of resources, unfortunately. Oh, I meant to take uppercut there, but it doesn't really matter at this point. Okay, now I'm going to do a chow check. See who we got now. May cause instant KO. Well, now. Ice attacks water. Okay. There we go. Also need to do a regular menu here. So Sonic gets those, Speedy Shoes, Economizer, Knuckles gets a Refresher, and the Lucky Gloves. And we're off to one of the scary boss fights. So, oh, big god. Wasper's still here. Okay, so there's a kid in the cave. We have to rescue him from these giant scorpions. Like, Fallout Rad Scorpions somehow made their way into this game. And then what we do here, we rock salt up Sonic so he does a little bit more damage. 2 blue bombers, defend with this guy, and then we try to steal some turns with Knuckles. Got both of them. Okay, so we're going to be saving a bunch of time on this fight, because these scorpions are just not even going to make a move before we can kill them. And he has on weakness status too, just in case. Go. So hit this guy too. So I don't have uppercut with Knuckles because I was an idiot and didn't take it. But we can just beat this guy up. Actually gonna defend with him. Yeah, so here's where I would use uppercut with Knuckles. Try to take a lot of health off that guy. Unfortunately, gotta go another round, but it doesn't really matter, right? Okay, he gets one attack off. That's my penalty for not taking uppercut. Still got an A. And then you want to watch your dialogue options here, too. You save a few seconds if you don't put that kid in your pocket. And I've got to advance my split. Like I said, I've got new splits in here. And I'm so used to splitting at the end of the chapter. So that's that. Now we're on the last part of this. Okay, now we get Cream. And all I do here is swap Big with Cream. And that counts as going into an HQ. So, we get all our health and power points back. Now, all I have to do to finish out the chapter is run back down to Green Hill Zone, or I'm actually in Green Hill Zone, so we're going to run back down to Central City. Unfortunately, this is the fastest way. Yeah, if you put the kid in your pocket, you get a cutscene that plays right around here, where he goes back to his father, and you lose, like, I don't know, somewhere in the ballpark of 10 seconds. But anyway, we gave that guy in Green Hill Zone a stern talking to, so we got his prize stapler back, and he gives us the final Eggman device. So we're gonna go to Eggman's main base in Green Hill Zone and find out what's going on. Gonna run right back up here. So there are two fights coming up. The first one is rather easy. So all the Eggman devices together takes down that barrier. And of course Eggman has more security, so we've got to fight some drones. And you can just blue bomber these guys right off the bat. Attack the third one. We're going to do a Quake Punch here. And then Cream is going to refresh everybody at the end of the round. So we can take one of these guys out before they even start moving. And of course that guy is evading. And that's the next guy we're getting. Unless, I think Knuckles goes next, right? Yeah, he does. So, a neat thing I found out. Okay, this is going to do no damage. A neat thing I found out is that if they're stunned, then that overrides the evasion. So you can just take them out like normal. So losing a little bit of time on this. I'm also going to have to use a few more POW items. So I'm glad I kind of stocked up in the beginning. Psychic Water. I don't think I've ever seen that as a prize here. Good, because I won't have to buy too many towards the end. So, Charles. Geese. There. Ice damage. Don't need that. Harder to hit. We'll put that on Tails. That on Knuckles. Actually, no. What we'll do... Dang, that was on Knuckles. More luck on Knuckles is always good. I keep doing that. So we gotta bring everyone up to snuff with these POW points here. Alright. And I do like to save, just in case. Even though this fight isn't going to be too bad. Should be a quick 2-rounder now that I have the water chow. But yeah, these guys have self-repair, and they have a lot of HP. It's a little bit ridiculous. So, execute program. We're going to throw a rock salt on him. Going to blue bomber these two guys. Knuckles is going to quick punch. Defend. And then Cream is going to throw a rock salt on Sonic. Okay, stole 2 turns. Okay, so Blue Bomber should do 95 per hit here. Okay. I was wrong. We're doing 100. Which means I need to drop the second input. One. There we go. And I can just do it again here. Then Cream is going to give everyone a good refresh. I made a mistake. I didn't think this round through. Yeah, so we're going to knock those 2 guys out. This third guy is going to be... hopefully Sonic knocks him out. Make contact, Sonic. Yeah, there we go. We're gonna have to go like an extra round or 2 if he didn't make contact there. So the water chow is so great. Let's see. I need to talk to Tails. But we need Tails, Amy, and Knuckles here. Dang it, man. I didn't mean to buy that. Sucks, man. So there's no undoing things once you've done them in this game. Unfortunately. You kind of just have to roll with the punches. So if you make a mistake on the power moves, it's gonna throw off some of the fights a little bit later. It shouldn't be too bad though. Anywho, you finally leave that initial continent or whatever, and we come over to Blue Ridge Zone. So at this point, I need to unequip the Water Chow from Sonic. Because Shadow definitely does have resistance to water. Which becomes a problem because Sonic has to fight him solo in the second round. And I just like to save here because usually I make a mistake somewhere in Chapter 4, even though it's one of the easiest chapters. So what we're going to do, we're going to go right over here. We're going to, actually no, we're going to give Sonic cheese. So I've made 2 mistakes on the PAL moves. Knuckles is pretty easily correctable. Amy's is not. So Amy's could mess up some of the fights towards the end of Chapter 5. Anywho, so antidote here. And then we just blue bomber him twice as soon as we get powered up by Amy. Everyone else can just defend. So second round, or second turn rather, whatever you want to call it. We only have to get Shadow down to 75, and he's out of there. Easy peasy. And you want to make sure, absolutely sure, that you take Axe Kick right here. If not, then you'll go into the second part of this fight with no solo power moves and have to attack Shadow straight out, which is a problem because he has a counter, and the counter hits like 90 or something % of the time. Where if you do a power move, it just totally ignores that. Then you can get 2 of these in before he even has a chance to move. And the nice thing about the second one is you don't even have to do an input. It knocks him straight out. Okay, now he joins the party, and then we want to take Tails and Knuckles. Increase his speed. Atomic Strike. That's what we want. That's very, very important. I'm gonna switch to Knuckles here. Didn't get caught by those guys. So there's a very easy side quest here that for some reason gives out a lot more XP than anything else in the area. Gives like 500 XP. Every other side quest in this area gives out like 10. Anywho, Shadow joins us because he wants to go up to Metropolis Zone. And that's where we're all trying to get to, Metropolis Zone. So, the only way in there is through Blue Red Zone. So we fight that boss fight with Shadow. I need to advance my split. And then you pretty much just run past everything here. Dodge every single encounter. And you don't want your Y position too far down here. Just kind of want to stay in the middle of the road so you don't get soft locked. Actually need a split just for the boss. Okay, here we go. So Sonic needs to attack. Actually, no. Sonic needs to throw a rock salt on him and then attack. And then we just do Atomic Strike 2 times in a row. Then defend, and then Quake Punch, try to steal some turns. Defend again. So Marauders have a 10%, I believe, weakness to electric attacks. And Shadow just happens to have an electric attack that hits an entire party. Okay, and now we're guaranteed a win here. Because just stunned her. She can go off and do something called Phase, which she can just totally opt out of getting hit by any attack, really, for an entire round. And she has a counter too, but it doesn't matter because she's stunned. That can get out of hand real quick. So you specifically don't want Amy in your party here. Because after this cutscene, then another cutscene will play where Amy runs up to this ice wall that's going to be present here in a second. There it is. She'll run up to the ice wall and like hit it with her hammer a couple times. So not having her in the party just totally cuts that out. And then we go to the most annoying puzzle in the game. I've sorted out most of the possibilities here, but there are still a few that have eluded me. So this puzzle can make or break your run. So we have to check this out. And then I have a chart here behind the scenes that I'm looking for a match on this. Okay, so this is switch 5 and switch 6. And we have 3 rounds we have to go to. Alright, so this one, kind of a hook. So this is 1, 2, and 3. So this whole left side. Okay, and I'd like to call this one the missing tooth. There's actually a couple like this. So this is, what, 2? You gotta be very careful. 4, 5, and 6. Here we go. So yay, the run is saved. Go speed here, and then take nothing. Look at that. That's a big gold split. Minute and a half. That's how much time you can lose between the boss fight and the puzzle. Okay, so here we just want to talk to Knuckles. This chapter's kind of cool, so we're actually going to split into 2 parties here. Eggman has a weapon down here in Metropolis that he says he can defeat the Marauders with. So Tails' party is going to go scout that out and collect a few parts to make that happen. Meanwhile, okay, very important we take this. Meanwhile, Sonic's party is going to try to get up to Angel Island. Try to stop the Marauders directly. And a lot of your time gain loss here is just through dodging encounters, because there's a lot of encounters you need to dodge to really save time in this chapter. And while Cream is the more useful character for the second party, I put Rouge in so the overworld speed of this party is a little bit faster. Try to break this guy's path. There we go. It's a neat little trick. So he goes out of bounds. If you stand close enough to the wall, he will try to pursue you through the wall, but not come all the way through. That just leaves a wide open hallway for you to run down. And you can kind of exploit that all the way through here. Ooh, the dodges. One more. Switch into Knuckles here and getting this cutscene. Walking right down here. And then kind of following this guy back. I think I might get into an encounter. Nope. Okay, the prompt came up. The prompt override encounters. And that's kind of a thing here too. There's a couple encounters where you can take advantage of that. Okay. I'm gonna go down there. Again, load that guy into the memory. That way I can dodge him. And then dodge these guys that are gonna scream out from the left side of the screen. Run right down through here and start this puzzle. So this is where I like to bring up my speech to text on screen. Because it's a memory puzzle and sometimes I miss like 1 or 2 things. So we just get him set up there. Take Big Blue over here and put him on the blue switch. Take Eggman over here and put him on the yellow switch. And then you need at least 1 flying character, because the character has to fly across this gap, get set up on the red switch, and then here we go. Red, yellow, red, red. Red, yellow, red, red. Red, yellow, red, blue, blue. Blue, blue, yellow, blue, red, yellow. There we go. So 3 rounds of that. See, I would have forgotten that last part. That's a character I actually want to regroup on. Okay, now I'm gonna go off this direction. Try to avoid both these guys, which I did. That guy too. Try to break this guy's path as well. Or at least get him to leave me alone. So here's the first weapon part. Gonna buff his luck and take this orbital bombardment. Pretty dang good move. Gonna be relevant coming up. I'd just like to grab that Chow Egg because it's right there. So this is a newer strat going down this way. And I'm not 100% sure how to dodge this guy. And unfortunately, you don't gain any time if he actually runs away from you, because you only come through here once. And fortunately, getting away is pretty easy because those guys are really slow. Another really close Chow Egg. Now I'm kind of scouting for the Fire Chow. Okay. I'm just going to go into this lab and grab the second part. Switch over to Sonic, and I didn't get any encounters with the Sonic team this time. So they were all fresh and ready to go. Not that it really matters. So we're trying to commandeer a Marauder ship right now. And to do that, I'm going to hit this guy with Fastball a couple times. And we're just going to get rid of him. And it's so sad, like, he just can't even do anything about this. Like, even if he defends, he just goes down. I'm sorry, guy. And then I can't correct my mistake just yet. Amy needs to have one more level. And then, wouldn't you know it, it's just our luck. As soon as we commandeer this ship, there's a bunch of Marauders that just jump on board. I think they were actually already on board. And just start attacking the weapon systems. And I think the navigation as well. So this doesn't end well for Team Sonic. Back down on the ground with Team Tails, though. We're gonna march towards the mini-boss now. Kind of the halfway point. And I don't bother changing from Tails there. Considering that when you get outside, it just changes you back to Tails, so you'll have to change back to Rouge. Okay, so we're gonna try this trick on this guy again. The same thing here. Actually, just gonna wait this out. On Rouge, getting hung up there. Same thing, try to dodge these guys in the exact same manner. And I'm gonna try to get a flyover here, and I think it's based on positioning once you get to this point. So I'm not entirely sure how it works, but I think you might just have to wait it out a little bit until those Marauders are in a better position. But as soon as you get to the top of that tower, you can kind of mash on one of the shoulder buttons, and it takes the prompt on the other side. It's like right there. And it allows you to just fly over that encounter. So you need fly too to get across these huge gaps. I'm gonna try to dodge this guy. Well. Oh no. No, 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 no. Okay, I ran out of space there. That kind of sucks. But that's one of the more difficult encounters to avoid anyway. So I'm not super mad about it. So here's Eggman's time to shine. This fight is all him. And if I get this first time around, I'm actually saving time over PB. Love how Eggman throws a wrench. Anywho, you want to do sabotage on this guy. It's very important. So Froggy Rain just softens up these guys a little bit. Please don't kill Eggman. Oh my god. Alright. That's a fairly hard action to execute. And it does have a small percentage to fail. So at level 2, it's 90%. Level 3 is 100%. We can't get level 3 before this fight, unfortunately. Anyway, once you get that, it's a one-hit KO. And this is a can't miss move. So I started to do Jewel Storm with Rouge. We're gonna go an extra round here. I just didn't for whatever reason. No, Eggman was weakened. Anyway, yeah, so it usually takes forever to knock out that guy in the middle. But if you can one-hit KO him... How's it going, Big Meme Gummy? This guy is still alive, for whatever reason. This is kind of annoying. And I shouldn't have attacked, actually. But Rouge saves the day. How are you doing tonight? So that time loss was all on me. Okay, so that part of Metropolis is over. That's honestly the part I kind of worry about. Sabotage is an easy thing to execute. Okay, the second part of Chapter 5. Now we're on Angel Island. Crash landed. And we're gonna face off against the main villain of the game, Grand Imperator X. So, in the previous chapter, a big revelation that one of the villains, Shade, revealed herself as an echidna, which, you know, is a pretty big deal since Knuckles believed himself to be the last of the echidnas. And then these guys just show up out of nowhere. So that's who the echidnas are, or that's who the Marauders are. They were a rival clan to Knuckles. The Knuckles' clan, I forget what his clan name was. But they're called the Nocturnus. This guy, man, he's been catching me lately. And they disappeared, I think 4,000 years ago or something like that. In something called the Argus event. Like, just totally disappeared. And now they're starting to reemerge. And they came to Sonic's world, and they swiped all the Chaos Emeralds. This guy's gonna catch me, by the way. Caught. I'm not caught. Oh my god. I'm caught by this guy. Alright, meme gummy. Sorry about that. See you when you get back. So luckily that's the last encounter you can get caught by. I'm gonna go over here and we're gonna shuffle some equipment, chows and all that. Oh, first I might want to go to the chow menu. So here we go, chow check. And if I can get a fire chow here, then that also saves a little bit of time. And you know what? I'm actually gonna put that on Knuckles, right? Actually, no. Go ahead and put that on Shadow, and then do our regular equipment shuffle here. So Sparkly Gloves goes here, Economizer goes there, Lucky Glove stays on, and then all we have to do is heal up. And go. So Amy not having Blow-Kiss 3 can change the course of these battles a little bit, but not by much. Might have to do a little bit of cleanup afterwards. Oh, so that's wrong. There's something else I want to mention after this fight as well. But let's go ahead and execute this program. I guess I could talk about it right now. So for co-op moves, you generally want to have whoever's initiating the move in the slot before, you know, whoever is going to go along for the ride. Unfortunately, with Sonic, he's locked to the top slot of the party anytime he's in the party. And whoever's going along for the ride with the move, if they are first in the party... Oh, this guy phased, I think. Yeah, whoever's first in the party, like that, like Sonic's first in the party, and he's going along for the ride, he has to attack for for Shadow to even be able to initiate the move. Is something that's not that great about this battle system. But it's really just kind of a small annoyance, to be completely honest. Just lose a little bit of flexibility. Atomic Strike 3. That's what we want. Okay, so now we've activated that weapon. Didn't stop the Marauders. But we do have a teleportation device we're going to activate here. Oh, you're part of an Echidna clan as well. The same clan Knuckles belongs to, or is it the Nocturnus? Ah! Guy almost caught me. Thanks for that follow, man. Appreciate that. Okay, so Eggman's gonna hit his little doodads in here, and then this party is gonna teleport up to Angel Island to help out Sonic. But not before Imperator X throws more of his lackeys at us. These guys are a little bit stronger, at least. So again, want to attack here. Actually, just going to defend with Knuckles. And then she's powering up a Hedgehog, so got to use an item, and then Atomic Strike, and Blow Kiss. Defend. Save the frames. These guys pretty much always go first. And really, it's fine unless they decide to beat up on the same character, which is rare. So here we go. We're gonna drag up all these guys in an Atomic Strike. And probably have to do a second one, since we're only in Power 2 now. Yeah. Lose a little bit of damage. Actually lose quite a bit of time, because those guys have to go through a whole new round of attacks. If I was in Empower 3, I'd take them out in just one round. With Big Knucks, that's a good clan to be in, man. Knuckles is pretty dang strong, and he's probably the best character in this game. Okay, so there are more lackeys coming to get us, but here comes Tails' party. And this axe is going to a HQ, so we get all our health and power points back. So here comes X, and we really just take the same characters here. Because, you know, it was working so well. Let's just keep going. We got ambushed. That rarely ever happens. That could be bad. Like, who's he attacking? Amy? Alright, so this is what I meant by if things go wrong here. So I'm actually going to use, yeah, Health Leaf on Amy. That's probably the best course of action. And Quake Punch. We want Amy alive. And then we want Shadow alive, too. But they are really trying to kill her. I think she's gone. No, okay, he's targeting Shadow. So he's in Powered 4. Gonna try to steal some turns here. Didn't steal any. Doesn't matter, because the two guys on the side are gonna get knocked out. Actually, no, I'm only in Empowered 3. They might survive this. They didn't survive that. Ah, sucks. So at any point here, he can just call back his guys. So I want to Health Leaf him, and then I want to do another Atomic Strike. And then kind of get Knuckles to lock it in here. And then we move first. So this ought to finish him off here. Yeah, no worries, man. It is rather forgetful in the grand scheme of things. In comparison to other Sonic games. Like, it's a decent game once you start playing it. It's maybe a little bit lackluster. Like, it doesn't really get you excited at any point. I like the speedrun because there's fair bit of execution and a lot of like risk-reward strats in that execution. Oh yeah, it's definitely a decent game to speedrun. And I personally haven't run across anyone that just outright hates the game, but I've run across a lot of people that just don't find the game to be either all that great or all that exciting. Okay, so we're gonna get a very important party member here. So, Imperator X, he came to collect the Chaos Emeralds, and what Shade thought was that he was gonna do that so the Nocturnus can come back to Sonic's world. But his true intention was to just run off with the Master Emerald so he can try to conquer his dimension. Shade didn't like that, so she turned against him. And in that little cutscene, you did see Imperator X just flying off to his dimension. Oh, you can't dodge that way, apparently. And that dimension's called the Twilight Cage. So here we're trying to find a way to follow him. And this is the last chapter that takes place in Sonic's world. We're gonna go to outer space, kind of. We're gonna go to a different dimension after this. But yeah, Imperator X, he grabbed the Master Emerald that caused Angel Island to smash into Metropolis. So now we're back in Metropolis, it's all messed up. And we have to go into this place called the Hazard Vault. To get into the Hazard Vault, we gotta operate these 3 generators. So, 2 out of the 3 are active. This guy. You get him into that position, you just run straight into this door. And look, a free Chow Egg. Okay, that's 3 out of 3. Now we'll just have to try to dodge this guy on the way out to save a little bit of time. Almost got it too. So, Shade. She has a move called Echidna Rush. It's her co-op move with Knuckles. Echidna Rush ignores armor and has kind of a ridiculous damage multiplier. And you can just get this move right as soon as you get Shade. And the reason you want to keep buffing Amy's speed with her bonus points is because you want Amy to be faster than Shade at this point. Because it makes a lot of the fights in chapters 7 and 8 one-rounders. Okay, now this boss. Boss is, he's one of the major RNG swings in this. Actually, Sonic needs sparkly gloves. You can put on boxing gloves, but she really doesn't need them. And I'm actually going to check my... Oh, I didn't have any Chow Hatches. At any rate, let's see, Sonic needs to re-equip Geese here. Because we're just fighting against robots. Where's that 4th Chaos Emerald? I never got the chance to play Shadow proper. I will one of these days, though. So, the boss coming up, Eggbot, he has a high potential to ambush you, and he also has an attack that can just outright kill can outright kill a character if it hits every time. There's a full auto attack that will just keep hitting, and it's kind of ridiculous. You just kind of have to hope that he doesn't do it, or if he does, that it misses like 1 or 2 times. And there's the ambush. He's gonna kill Knuckles. See? It's exactly what I was talking about there. It is so bad if you get ambushed by this guy. Yeah, no, right? Ah. So you want to fastball both those guys. And then I guess for this third one, I'm gonna revive Knuckles. Yeah, so we're going into alternative strats here. Luckily, the water chow is a thing right now. Okay, so those guys are down. Just gotta worry about this guy, man. Oh my god. That is ridiculous, man. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna pile drink Sonic. We're gonna do Echidna Rush here. Twice. Okay, and he's doing Shocker. Alright, so should be able to take him out here. Then one more time. I think he gets an attack in between. Alright, he's just gonna defend, so it doesn't matter. Pretty good recovery, considering that Knuckles is dead from the start. Worst RNG there. It was rather unfortunate. Yeah, the boss theme is alright. Oh, that's the wrong box. The classic Sonic based? Oh my god, this guy... Oh, I got past him. 2 surprises there. But I got caught by this guy. Which I never get caught by. I want to keep this water chow on, but I think the Kron may be resistant to water. I gotta scroll my notes forward. Oh, actually no, they have a weakness to water. I'm just gonna keep that on. But Sonic actually doesn't have to attack on the next planet. It's nice to keep, though, in case of a backup situation. Yeah, you get XP even if the characters are knocked out. This game has a sequel. What if it's a classic-based Sonic RPG? I don't know. I'm not sure if I would like that as much. It would be interesting, though. Okay, so the Kron, if you remember me talking about the armor rating, Kron have, I think, either the second highest or the highest armor rating in the game. But we're just going to ignore all that. So I'm going to go in with Echidna Rush. And this is a 1 round because Amy is faster than Shade here. So Shade's going to get powered up, and she's going to rush into fight. And here's where execution really starts to become a factor in the time loss game. Because you need to execute all these all these echidna rushes pretty much perfectly. I haven't played the Game Gear games. I need to play through it. There's a lot of Sonic games, actually, I haven't played. And that... I guess that would be okay. Like, considering where they were going with the end of this game, with Eggman being the villain for the next game anyway. I think that may have worked out. Dude, now low blow is there. I'm actually gonna, like, press it every single time. But I actually think it's more interesting to see other Sonic villains, even if it's, like, ones they just made up for the game, like the Marauders. Kind of like what they did with Mario and Luigi, where it's not just Bowser as the villain every single time. Oh no. We're gonna whiff. That sucks. So, this is what I mean about the execution. So that one dropped input is gonna cost me another round. Actually, another 2 rounds. Because I can't even act this time around. Actually, you know what? Come to think of it, I probably could have just axe kicked with Sonic. But we're just gonna run with this. So what's this about? Probably a good 30 seconds down. Just because of one thing. I'm actually interested in speedrunning Paper Jam, to be quite honest. I know it has like a lot of glitches in it. That makes it a pretty short run. Yeah, I've been interested in that one for a little while. I've just never made any moves on it. Oh, I hate it when this happens. You bait this guy to come out and just... Well, you get caught by him anyway. You can dodge him, believe it or not, even though he takes up a lot of space in this hallway. Is it an annoying trumpet? Or is it like a jazzy trumpet or something like that? I can deal with jazzy trumpet. Ooh. Barely squeezed by there. This guy is fairly difficult to dodge as well. And now he's like in the middle of the path. He's probably gonna catch me anyway, now that I've spent this much time trying to deal with him. Oh. Okay, at least I'm rewarded. I got away from him. Oh, just 2 tracks playing on top of each other. I guess I can deal with that. Okay, now we have an important shopping trip. I need to sell something right away because I don't have enough rings. So I need to have at least 200 rings here. Buy these 2 earth rings. So enemies, pretty much for the rest of the game, have a weakness to earth. So you just want to put those on your main strikers, which are going to be not Amy, but Sonic and Shade. And I kind of forget what's happening narratively here. I want to say there's like a barrier or something. The Marauders are trying to break through the barrier or something. Or, no, actually, no, the Kron are trying to break through, I believe. But they can get through. Sonic can. This guy. I can break through this guy's barrier, though. This guy is... Oh, I got away from him! Yes. Now, how about this one? Don't come near me! Get away. Thank you. That's part of your time loss gain in this chapter, too. This chapter has a lot of tight dodges. That's a thing that's on my table. So this puzzle is actually really easy, but you could lose a little bit of time here if you get a bad pattern. So you just kind of arbitrarily set a pattern, just make sure none of these switches are exactly the same. So vertical slash will go equal sign and or plus sign equal sign. And then we'll see if it's right and adjust from there. So we got 1, we got 2, that means we got 3. It's definitely a time save. And here's another pretty dang hard dodge I have to do. And that guy like kind of hones in on you, almost. But it is possible to dodge him. I've done it before. Yeah, that's one of the subplots in this game. There's a bunch of Gizoids that you have to knock out. And that's actually how you get a lot of the lore, because they give you something called Nocturnus Tech, and there's a character that you have to take it back to. And you get another piece of lore each and every time you take them one of those pieces. I have no idea. Is that in the comics? I used to read the Sonic comics a long time ago, but I haven't read any in recent years. Yeah, I know where he's from. Yeah, actually Speedrun Advance 3 as well. Not very well, though. Much better at 2. Okay, this guy is almost impossible to dodge. Gotta bring him out here. Oh, almost got it, too. I hesitated. This is not so bad of a Chapter 7. Chapter 7 also doesn't have a boss. Like, this is pretty much it. We just leave this planet and go on. The true boss is dodging these guys. They catch me probably 99% of the time. True boss was a friend you made along the way. Ah! I got caught by both of them. I'm not bleeding time yet. And chapter 8 is like right here. So this run is still pretty far into PB territory. Okay, so we need big, and I'd like to take these two. Just so we don't get a longer menu here. Oh, here's the time bleed, but luckily we're done. Is Sonic and the Black Knight, is that... I hate this noise. Oh my god. Very important you take option 3 here, by the way. Otherwise you have to fight those guys, and it's not a pleasant fight. And it will kill your run. Is Sonic and the Black Knight, is that kind of like a RPG? I've only seen, like, a little bit of that. Like, I think I saw part of Flying Fox's run at some point. Oh god. This is still wrong. Why was that out of order? It's not supposed to happen. Okay, I don't think the Zoa have a weakness to water. So it may be time to take off this water chow. Oh, they do have a weakness to water. Look at that. Okay, so we want to put Shade first in the party again. I've not seen secret rings at all. Hack and slash Sonic doesn't seem like it's a good time, but I'll have to play it. Okay, so again, we're back on the execution beat. All these fights on this planet are pretty much exactly the same. And your time loss gain really just depends on what the enemies decide to do. And again, your execution. So you do more than enough damage with an Echidna Rush to take these guys out. You just gotta not drop it. The boost games? Do you mean the boost mechanic? Or is there like a specific subset of Sonic games? Oh, the boost era. Okay. Yeah, so like the advanced games. Unleash. Oh, and or maybe no, it's maybe like a Rush. So I don't attack with Shade here because her attack is so slow. Really? Turns out I should have attacked the Shade. How about that? Sonic having that reduced damage there. Wow, that was way longer than it needed to be. Do they have motion controls? It's the one thing that kind of turns me off about, ironically, about a lot of Wii games. That they were building around motion controls. Not a fan. Guy might catch me, but he didn't. Ugh. Okay, Lightning Shield. That's really what you want to see. That's their fastest attack. They don't act, it comes up instantly. And you just get straight to the point here. Ow. Perfectly executed fight. And you want that. You want Axe Kick level 3. Get a little bit more XP here. By solving this very easy puzzle. So some numbers are gonna pop up, and depending on the combination, you're gonna have to add or subtract or both. So it goes up to 10. So 10 minus 7. So this should be 3. That's completely randomized. Hence the name of the split. And Sonic has 2 weaknesses on these guys. I think it's possible that Sonic could take out his solo boss fight here and... I don't know, maybe 1 round. We'll see. That's 35% towards the weakness, plus the Curse Gloves. Curse Gloves are some of the best equipment in the game. So it gives you power plus 6. And it also allows you to have another accessory on. Okay. And you get 2 pairs. You get 2 pairs on this planet. How ridiculous is that? So, Chow check. Oh, we got Cheeselet. Oh, goody. Got 2 Cheeselets. Cheeselet 1, Cheeselet 2. Okay. Time to stop messing around with those guys. And Curse Gloves. Nope. Gonna go to Amy. No, that's not gonna go to Amy. Curse Gloves here. Okay. And now we're just gonna get some POW. And now we're ready. So yeah, the item that boosts your POW the most in this game, you can actually get on this planet as well. But you have to go to the store, and there's an encounter right by the store. I've experimented with it, and it doesn't give you as much damage, even though it increases your power by 10. The downside to it is, if you have that Cron Hammer equipped, you don't get to equip another accessory. So Curse Gloves, power plus 6, you can equip a ring and a Chow, and it gets ridiculous from here, right? Okay, so we're gonna offset this by 2 items. You can pretty much throw away these antidotes. And I want to have a POW Gum on Shade. We're going to do the Echidna Rush. We're going to do another Echidna Rush. We're going to power up Shade here. And then we're going to throw a POW Gum onto Knuckles. And these guys gave us really good RNG just now. Pretty crazy. So with good execution here, take out the boss right away. This guy's gonna do his Power Blast. This is their slowest attack. You never really want to see this. Okay, she's doing a little bit less damage. It shouldn't matter too much though. Yeah, she'll just do 180 instead of like 220, 230, whatever she usually does. Alright, so now we should be good for another Echidna Rush. Again with the Power Blast. One, two, three. There we go. I believe that's a time gain over PB. So, part 2 of this boss fight. Now we fight the general of this planet. Really for control, and apparently he can ambush you, so that just happened. Doesn't matter too much though. So I do want to throw a rock salt onto Sonic, and then we just axe kick this guy to death. Unfortunately, gonna have to go another round because this guy decided to do his high defense. His high defense move here. Yeah, so he's mostly dead. Okay, that doesn't work, really. The backup here should just be I'll drink and then attack. That way I don't waste any time and I can just get him immediately next time around with an axe kick. Yeah, so usually this guy is gone. And it's a good thing I had that water chow. So it did a bit more damage to him than usual. It would have taken even longer if I didn't have that. So got a lucky break there. And I definitely need to unequip this water chow because I believe Voxai have a resistance to water. 1, 2, 3. You know it never works going around the building there. Let us leave this planet and never come back. Okay, so I gotta go back to the Nagarl planet, and that's where I started at the beginning of the chapter. Gotta pick up the Chaos Emerald from there. Again, same people, so I get a short menu, or no menu at all. Because you don't actually have to go anywhere on this planet. Just come back to it as soon as you get off the ship. Voxai Queen forms, and then he gives you the Chaos Emerald, and you go about your business. Third one. I'm gonna save a bunch of time here. It's a really quick chapter 8. Last thing I need to do, take off to the Voxai planet. Right here. This should give us the title card for chapter 9. So we want to take Shadow here, and Knuckles, and Amy. Want Chaos Rift on deck. 4.5 minutes. That's some good time save. Okay, so right here in the beginning, I don't think I got any new Chow. I do want to give a Cheeselet to this guy. Go over to regular equipment. Here, you pretty much just want to swap equipment. So the Earth Ring that Shade had on goes over there. And yeah, Knuckles still rolls with the Nucky gloves. The lucky gloves. Yeah, so Shadow is the main striker on this planet. He is what makes going fast here possible. So yeah, narratively what's happening here. This planet is controlled by an overmind that is corrupted by Imperator X. And it's like 3 of these floating jellyfish guys that look like certain aliens from Mass Effect. You're trying to take down the overmind with kind of the only guy that's resisting their control right now. You know what I didn't do is take the water chow off Sonic. But that doesn't matter too much. And Shadow is going to be dealing out the damage here. And again, anytime Amy's boosting a Hedgehog, just want to offset it. Okay. And then, yeah, this is what we do. So the Voxai, as part of the kind of flavor to these aliens, they have really high luck and really high speed, so they are pretty much always going to ambush you and always going to go before you. Unless you're at a really high level. Try to steal some turns here. Got 2 turns stolen, so just this guy's gonna attack, and then we're gonna swoop them all up in an atomic strike. Should do some extra damage because of the Earth Ring and the Chow. So I haven't found a way to like one round this fight, or any of the fights on this planet. All the fights on this planet are pretty much exactly the same. You boost up Shadow as much as you can, and just let him loose. He just runs roughshod all over everything. Okay, so when you first start this planet, nothing is hostile. Now everything is. That was kind of a bad move, but I'm already in it now. Yeah, so this fight's pretty much exactly the same. But I do like to heal beforehand, usually. So we'll see what happens here. If they all attack different characters, then it should be fine. Or if they air shield or whatever. And then you know what? I'm just going to use that on whoever has the least amount of health. So you do get kind of an out. Okay, looks like we're good. So let's go ahead and steal some turns. Got 2 again. And anytime Knuckles puts a character to sleep... Ooh, and an air shield. Look at that RNG. You end up gaining a lot of time, because those guys don't go through any sort of attack animations. And we just hop straight into ours and take care of them. See you later, buddy. Alright, so the second part of this. So we're going over to Voxi Colony Alpha, where the Overmind is. It's really, really hard to resist their psychic power while we're in their presence. So this guy charges up a Chaos Emerald with psychic energy. Gives us the Great Emerald to take with us, so we don't get corrupted by the Overmind's influence. And you do need one flying character and one character that can teleport. Luckily, Shadow does happen to double as a character that can teleport, and Knuckles can fly. So this party works out so well. Hey, no encounters. Good stuff. And this puzzle is actually very annoying, casually. In Speedrun, not so much. The Speedrun, all you have to do is flip on this switch. And I like to get the 3 hedgehogs so they move a little bit faster to go down this ramp. 1 beep is good. 1 beep means you hit the switch. 2 beeps mean you should wait. You really want 1 beep. As many 1 beeps as possible. So you just lose a couple seconds every time it beeps twice. Yeah, at this point they were really trying to push BioWare's official website and trying to build up some kind of community around this game. Which is odd, because as far as I know, there's like no multiplayer aspects. It's just like trading items and stuff. Or actually chows. You can trade chows, I believe. Okay, I guess I'm gonna menu here. I usually don't like to do this because I don't know if I'm gonna actually dodge that encounter over there or not. But I like to make... Okay, whatever. Let's go. That was ridiculous. So, health leaf. I'd like to go into this fight with full resources. Well, at least you got there fast, right? That's the important part. Okay. Sonic... I forgot to give Sonic some PP. This could be bad. Let's see what happens. It's had a total brain fart. Oh geez, this is a disaster already. That's bad. That's good. So, the power moves for the two on the ends don't actually work. Unfortunately, the one in the middle does. And he just happens to be targeting Shadow. Which makes me sad. Because Shadow is the one you need to actually end this fight. So we're gonna just use a cure-all spray here. I'm gonna try to keep everyone alive. I'm gonna power him up again. Maybe. Okay, she didn't survive that. Alright, so here we go. I'm gonna rock salt on him. I'm gonna attack. And we're gonna atomic strike our hearts out. Knuckles is gonna defend. So, being an empowered 7, with the extra damage from the Curse Gloves, and the Chow, gonna do an awful lot of damage to these guys. And we got 2 air shields. So this is a good rebound fight. Alright, well that sucked, but got through it. Blue Bomber 3 is the thing I want. Yeah, it's exactly the same one from earlier. The only time the boss music changes is on the final fight. Okay, so we get 2 more Chaos Emeralds here. The one that we had, and the one that the Overmind had. So, I'm just gonna finish out the chapter. Teleport over here. Wow, I actually saved time from that. Runs in PB territory, pretty hardcore. Okay, so chapter 10 starts off back on the Kron planet. Where, again, you gotta do a lot of tight dodges. Like that Blade Rush. Fortunately, you can shortcut your way back this time. Oh, what? I almost got past that guy. That wasn't even the proper way. I don't want to save just yet. What I do want to do, though, is take that water chow off Sonic. Maybe. Okay, 2 more encounters. This guy. This guy here, again, who's just walking in circles for whatever reason. Gotta dodge him on the way out, too. Okay, so the reason we gotta come here is 1, to shop, and 2, to kind of have a meeting of the minds. I gotta buy these first. Then I gotta sell some stuff. So you can sell the economizer and several other things at this point. And you can cash out on meta emitters. And I want a couple of those too. So meta emitters gives pretty much a full heal to the entire party. And Refresher Wave does the same thing, but for power points. So, just like your other BioWare games, Mass Effect and such, Dragon Age. Actually, I don't know if it happens in Dragon Age. I know 100% it happens in Mass Effect. You kind of have a meeting with everyone you met along the way to figure out what are you going to do about the main villains. So, we come up with a plan to assault Nocturnus. And this is kind of the point of no return. Also, there's like a classic BioWare love scene they snuck into here. So, if you replied to Amy all throughout the game with all good responses, then you get a little cutscene between Sonic and Amy that happens on the way to Nocturne. Actually, you know what? I want to keep this water chow on Sonic until... Actually, no. It's an interesting situation. So this boss, the blue one, you're gonna have to fight with Sonic. Hey, welcome back, Gummy. Okay, so we want to split up the parties this way. Kind of just cap the only two stats you really need to worry about, speed and defense. Yes, buy battering ram. That. And again, split into two parties here. So this chapter is kind of cool, it's just sort of long. And you have two scripted losses along the way. It's just for bonus points. The stats continue to grow, you just can't allocate any more bonus points to them. Oh my god, dude. Go away. You guys gonna end up catching me. I'm not gonna like it. Look at this guy's path. I hate that. If they're fun, I will give it a go. If it's got good recommendations. But as of right now, I have not played any Sonic fan games. Okay, so the only menu you need to do here is just swap the equipment back to her. And then sparkly gloves can go to big, so you can do a little bit more damage. Four Sonic fan games at once? Like with one controller, or like a controller for each? I am playing Knuckles. Knuckles is very important to this run. It's true, I can't chuckle. I promise I haven't chuckled at all. Okay, so we know every major villain hides a switch that deactivates their guns, or just outright blows them up. Just outside, just... You know, anybody could just walk up and press that switch. Now, that sounds pretty interesting. God, man. This dude is so random. What's up, Turbo? This is such a bad encounter to get into. I think I've seen one of those where it's just like a total Doom conversion. Oh, right. Shadow can't fly. That's actually a thing. Okay, so I'm just gonna gamble here because I don't want a menu. So this is a scripted loss. And if these guys get super aggressive, then you're just gonna have to restart this fight. I'm just gonna use a meta mitter just to be safe. Try to save anyone that's left. So you pretty much just have to defend for 3 rounds. Oh, they're actually very nice. Immunity. Yeah, you want them to do power moves. That was pretty good after the first couple of attacks. Tabletop RPG stuff. Man, that stuff's kind of hardcore, man. Gotta have like big tables, lights, paint your models and all that. Get caught by this Gizoid. Really hoping that's the last encounter I get on this planet. Anyway, so those Gizoids have a shield, and we have to just scan on Sonic's side these broken Gizoids. It's a decent game. It's just not very exciting. And apparently I'm just gonna stand in a corner while I take another encounter. I'm losing a bunch of time here. There's a fairly heavy penalty for taking encounters, unfortunately. Like 15, maybe 20 seconds. Anywho, back to business. So we switched back over to Knuckles' side. We actually fight these guys who are pretty much a pushover. And because Shade and Knuckles are backwards, Knuckles has to attack. I'm gonna use a Metamitter here. These Metamitters are so valuable. And again, execution is important here. So we can one round these guys. And defend, and he hit in a rush. Take him out. Looks like the Monster logo. Monster energy drinks. Maybe that's what they were trying to promote with this. Maybe they were trying to send a message. I don't know. I've never played Legend of Dragoon. Yeah, I need to heal up here. Also need to check those chows. Okay, so we need a pound drink here. Now I'm gonna check. Oh my god, we got a rare chow here. I'm gonna equip that on Sonic's side, I think. Or not. I'm gonna equip that to Shade. So this guy makes your damage go to insane proportions. Yeah, it's the final boss of Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and it's not a very good remix. It's like Noble was saying earlier, it's bad remix number 10. I think if you go far enough, this guy just ignores you. Oh man, I got caught by him too. I'm losing so much time on this final chapter. It's totally knocked out Cream. Good going, guys. They lived, but they didn't learn. I think they did escape from the city eventually. But I can't escape from these encounters, apparently. Oh my god, I got caught. Yeah, this is a BioWare game. I swear I've lost like maybe 2 minutes or so for encounters already. Because I've got to go through all this, and then I've got to go through the escape animation again. And these guys have multiple attacks per turn. Goodbye, Cream. Yikes. So now I need to take the time out to heal Cream and Amy. I usually like to save here, but lately I've just been going YOLO. Considering it's not too hard to get past that guy. So I do like to hang out here and get all my power points back, so when the real fight starts with this boss over here, I can act immediately. Right, I'm getting low on, like... on healing items, too. Yeah, I think this is the first and maybe the only... maybe the only handheld game that BioWare made. So, everybody's going for Cream right now. So yeah, this is a scripted loss as well. But you start off with the same resources in the real fight. So I put on that Psychic Water to raise the defense, like, really, really high. So occasionally it causes them to whiff. Also, anytime you drop Mighty Slash, that's a critical drop. Because it's a move that hits the entire party and can put the entire party to sleep. And when you're asleep, you're not defending. If you're not defending, he's just gonna kind of beat the crap out of you. Okay, that was good. And you're gonna save time as long as all your characters aren't knocked out there. Because even though it's like a scripted loss, if he knocks out all your characters, you still have to retry. Because they thought that was a good idea. So this boss is not quite so scary. I just start off with this. Put him to sleep. And just like that, he's out of here. That's a split, by the way. Good here. Yeah, so this game is controlled almost entirely with touch controls. So there's quite a bit of screen tapping. Gonna grab this since, well, chapter hasn't been going very well. Okay, here we go. This is the real fight. I'm gonna try to avoid using scaredy strats here. We're just gonna go straight into it. I'm actually gonna do a heal. So kiss, defend. Should be good. Yeah, so the scary thing about the underwater section, if you get an encounter underwater, you can't escape from it, and you can't use power moves. So that pretty much kills your run unless you saved. Okay, so he is no longer a threat. He's got weakness status on. And we got a full heal. So the only thing I'm afraid of is if he uses Mighty Slash. Just afraid of missing that. But yeah, goodbye, guy. That damage, dude. That's insane. And we get our 7th Chaos Emerald. Now we're moving on. Moving on to the final boss fight. Glitch, please. No glitch. There's a glitch there that can warp you straight to the final boss. For whatever reason, it takes you, like, straight from where I was standing at first to here. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of glad that they use Mighty Slash, because it's a faster attack, but it's scary if you miss it. Because, again, it could stun the entire party. Okay, so I definitely need to unequip the Water Child now. And we'll switch that. So Sonic can do some more damage here. My god. No. That's so close. That guy was so close to ending my run, it was insane. It's fairly stable. Like, even with a lot of animation on the screen, you really don't see a lot of frame drops. Okay. So this guy pretty much always ambushes you. This is the final boss, and there's 4 phases here. So the first time around, I didn't buy any rock salts. Not that it matters all that much, to be honest. I'll just back it up with battering ram here. Anyway, the first two phases, you fight with one team and then the other. Gotta get 50% health each time. Just barely. So this kind of sucks. I'm just gonna hit him with a refresher wave. Why did I do Froggy Rain? Doesn't matter anyway, huh? Oh. I guess Knuckles has got to attack. Okay, Doomorb is good. In fact, I'd like to see more Doomorb. Okay, put him to sleep. There we go. If you have a Rock Salt, you really only have to get 2 of those in there. So one thing that's kind of crappy about this game is that for the real final fight after this, Knuckles is being corrupted by X, so you don't get to use him. So you don't get to use the best character in the game. Oh my god, I gotta use a Metamitter. Like, I have to use a Metamitter here. Okay, please put weakness status on him. It usually does at this point in the game. There we go. I should have realistically done heal there. Yeah, Knuckles is like by far the best. Omega, if we're just looking at pure stats, Omega is the best. But yeah, in execution, like, Knuckles is really, really good. Alright, this should take him out. Since Sonic is in and Power at 6, so he's going to be doing a lot of damage here. Yeah, so Big is a pinch hitter in this game. It didn't look like it there, but when he shines, he shines. Man, doing this without any rock salts kind of hurts. So this boss fight has a fleeing section in the beginning. And these orbs do like 25 damage per hit. Sweet. Yeah, so no rock salts here, unfortunately. Oh, shoot. That's not the way. I need to axe kick those guys, and then Yeah, Amy needs to be free to power these guys up. Man, this is kind of a disaster here. And then Big hits him with the refresher wave. What pause menu are you talking about? If you're talking about the level up menu, it does that automatically. Okay, this isn't gonna kill because she's supposed to be an empowered 4 here. So you absolutely need to get rid of X before anyone else. Hate that move, and that's probably the first time I've got perfect execution on that. So it can certainly soften this guy up. Take him out. Forgot who I was actually attacking there. Okay, now it's just a cleanup round. Man, such a slow fight. That's unfortunate. But this is gonna PB pretty hard. And for some reason this game has like JRTA timing. So time doesn't stop until after the credits. Well, the last pause menu I actually did was after Carbdus. Okay, so we have not Cloud and not Sephiroth here. The first action doesn't matter, you can drop as many actions as you want. Can't drop any on Supersonic though. Yeah, I'm not really sure why it's like that. Like, if it was up to me, time would just stop here. Because this is the ending. Like, there's nothing past this. Like, the game can't crash, I believe. It doesn't soft lock, like... You know, all you do is mash through text and cutscenes. Oh yeah, you can't skip this one. So this is an actual PB. My PB was 238, but it looks like it's gonna be like 236 or 7 maybe. So I've picked up some time, but I still got a whole lot of time to save because I messed up pretty much the whole of chapter 10. These are the credits, by the way. And there's a character we never get in the run. Oh, it's 235. Could have been like a 233 or something, I guess. That's fine. I'll take it.